I think that the most interesting for a lot of people here would be our top 10 wide receivers for the upcoming NFL season. I think that it is interesting with receivers. With running backs, I think it changes a lot more every year.
Yeah.
I think there's shorter peaks. I think with wide receivers,
The
like
peaks are very long.
that you exactly. You can be successful. You can be at the top for a long time.
I honestly, it's just odd because like you're so used to like not wanting to judge a quarterback so quickly, especially after one good season. But people seem to be doing that a lot more recently. But I feel like it's the opposite for running backs. You're supposed to know like when they start to hit their peak, then they're immediately going to be good. But I feel like wide receivers, it's also the same with quarterbacks. Like, you can't judge them too quickly just because one good year. And I feel like we're going to see that on my list. So, we're going to do our top 10 wide receivers here.
Yeah, yeah.
So we did quarterbacks, we did running backs, but we're here, episode 9, to do our wide receivers.
So who's number 10 for you if we start at number 10?
So for my number 10, I have he was leading the league in touchdowns last year. I have Devontae Adams. So he's old, but there's a lot he can offer. And he was that red zone guy. He when he catches the ball, he's keeping that ball. Like he protects it and he's very secure with it. I mean, he's got a lot of years on the job. And he's just that guy for
Yeah,
touchdowns.
I mean, he's got a lot of experience, and how you classify your top 10, really dictates who's going to be there because, like you said, no wide receiver scored more touchdowns than Adams last year.
Even when he got injured.
I think the next closest had 11. So
He had
he had 14.
14, yeah.
So he was by far and away the best when it came
He had an injury too in the season.
to that. I think there's that's a big part of it, but I think there's more to that. But I think, if that's where you want to put him, I think that there's a lot of attributes that he has that can make his argument for that. One of the interesting things about wide receivers too is like with running backs, you are the running back on the team if you're a top 10 running back.
Hmm.
There's some that, you have duos that share the carries, but you're not going to be a top 10 running back if you're in that position. Wide receiver wise, there's a lot of really good duos that we see. And so I think that really um, is interesting because there's a lot of number twos that could make an argument for being at the top of the whole league. So, and I think that's what you see with Adams here is even if he's not on the best on his team, he still has a case for the top 10. But for me, I'm gonna go with a familiar name in a new setting that I think he's gonna benefit from, and that's AJ Green or AJ Brown. I'm sorry.
AJ Green.
Going back a few years with that one, but Brown, I think with May and the Patriots, I think that I think May will love throwing it to him, and I think he'll have an opportunity to get a lot of catches and make the most of them. And I think with that he's going to have a top 10 year for us here.
All right, well, gonna transfer to my number 9. So I do love the Commander. And with me saying that, you obviously know who I'm gonna say, because I'm definitely not saying Traylon Burks number 9. But I have Terry McLaurin. So scary Terry. He's getting up there in age a bit, but he's amazing. I love the dude. Every time I can pick him in Madden, I do. He is
Hmm.
very reliable. He's fast. He's strong. He's got that. I don't know. I don't want to say aura, but he's got like he is intimidating. Like he's one of the best receivers just to like run his routes. And I do believe that he'll be a top 10.
Yeah,
And I could see him getting like plus like 8 plus touchdowns.
yeah, he's a guy I think a lot of times that's underrated,
Yeah.
but like when given the opportunity, like he's a game changer, and so I think that he's got a real case for a top 10 season here too. For myself, I'm gonna go with a Saints wide receiver that really had a great year last year in Ohio State. product. You know, where they have been churning out some of the best wide receivers in recent years. And so Olave is where I'm going here with number nine. Uh,
I do want to say he's definitely getting up there in age, but he definitely is the number one target. But could you put him number nine seriously with all the injuries? Like he was out for a long time last season.
there are injury concerns that, you know, over the last few years. Um,
It's like it's not an NFL season if he doesn't get injured.
and that's probably the biggest drawback. But I think that what he's capable of, I think if he's healthy this year, that's number 10 for me. So
Number
I'm going to put him there. And
10?
he's only 26.
You have him at 9.
I'm sorry, number 9. Sorry, you get me mixed up here. I have him at number 9, and he's only 26. So he's really not getting up there in age
Eh,
yet. I'd say give him 6 more years, at least 4, before we start
he's
to
not
talk
DeAndre
about his
Hopkins
age.
quite yet.
Exactly.
So then moving over to my number 8. So, uh, the Emerald City Route Artist. So, I know JSN won Offensive Player of the Year last year. But he's still so young, and I don't fully trust him yet. And I could be completely wrong. He could be the best receiver by far again. Um, but I just don't fully trust him right now. And I feel like this is where to put him because it's too early to tell. He's so young. Like wasn't that like his second, maybe third season? I just I don't fully trust him yet. I don't know if he's gonna be good or not.
Yeah, he's still a young guy too, and this was like his first real season emerging to that number one role.
I still I could still see him getting some like touchdowns stole from Cooper Cup. AJ Barner. Like, we need to make a video about Seattle. But moving over to your number 8.
Yeah, so for me, the guy I have here is coming back from injury, and so it's a bit of a gamble because you never know how close to 100% guys are when they're coming back. Thankfully, you know, recovery, surgery, rehab, all those things have come so far in being able to give players a chance to continue their careers. Um, so he's coming back from a torn ACL, lateral meniscus repair. It's Malik Neighbors.
He
Uh,
won't be back until like week 4.
and so that's the drawback. I think this guy could be top three if he played a full season.
I
But
don't know about
but
that.
say he misses the first 4 games and plays 13, the guy could still have well over 1,000 yards receiving. I think that this is one of the best wide receivers out there. Um, if he's fully recovered from his injury. So
Honestly, Dart does not have a number 1 receiver really.
so that's my thought on Malik Neighbors, and I do have him in my top 10. I understand if the time that he's going to miss, you know, takes him out of your top 10, but I think he deserves to be there.
Um, so I'm gonna say for 7, I have Devontae Smith. So this is kind of a last minute change. I don't think I told you about this, but
Is
um,
this?
I'm doing Smith.
Oh, I'm sorry. Neighbors is my number 8 then,
Yeah,
isn't it? Okay, I think I
yeah.
said I'm
You're
mixing up
yeah,
all
you're
these
really mixed
numbers.
up.
Brown is 10, Olave 9, Neighbors 8.
So for my number 7,
Yes.
so I have Devontae Smith at 7. So he's a Heisman winner, and I think people forget that. I mean, he was one of the best wide receiver twos in the league. Like, and he's gonna be a great wide receiver one. Like, honestly, I've never really seen AJ Brown as that number one guy. Smith's always there. He always gets it when they need it. He's reliable, and that's exactly what Jalen Hurts needs. Because, getting rid of A.J. Brown, even if he wasn't the best guy, that's still a massive thing to take away. But Smith is going to fill that hole, and he's so terribly underrated. No one, like, believes in him, but I do. I don't like the Eagles by any means. They're, like, one of my least favorite teams. But Devontae Smith, he's going to shock a lot of people.
I think he's good. I think he's got a lot of talent. And I think on another team that he would shine even brighter. I think that I don't think Hurts is a guy that's going to just throw it to one guy where he's going to get 10 catches in a game.
There, like we just did an Eagles preview just a little bit ago, and we did talk about that. We did talk about Wicks, Lemon, Goddard, Smith, Brown, like Hollywood Brown. Like they got a lot of guys in there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Smith had like 1,200 yard like plus that. Like he could have 1,200. Like he could get a lot of yards.
If he
Just
gets the targets, he'll get the production. I biggest um, my biggest just skepticism is that he's not going to get the ball as often. So that's my thought. We'll see there. So number 7 for me is on the Chiefs, Rice.
this is interesting. Is this your top 10 criminals in the NFL list?
um, I don't I don't know if he would make that list, but but he did serve some time over the summer.
Yeah, he just got out
Yeah,
a few
he
days, like a few weeks
they
ago.
they worked that out so that he got to do it during the off season. But I think talent wise, I think that this he showed last year that he can be that guy. I think when you have Mahomes passing it to you, that sets you up for success. I
It's
think.
just I don't fully trust him to stay out of trouble. Like he was in trouble last season and missed a long amount of time. He got in trouble. Like what's he doing? He's speeding.
Mhm.
He's hurting. Like didn't he like hurt someone? Like his girlfriend, like his pregnant girlfriend or something like that?
I, I-
I don't trust him to stay in line. And even when he's there, he's not even like that good. Like he's
so
decent. He's wide receiver one, but he's not that good.
so that's the thing. I think when he's there, he is that good. I think that you're right to be concerned about the character issues. Those have um, definitely derailed several
I
of
call
his
it criminal
seasons,
issues.
and there's always the potential for that to happen. He, it's up to him. He needs to make the choice that he's gonna, stay on the straight and narrow and do the right thing. So it's his responsibility at this point to learn from his
I'll
mistakes.
say, if he can stay there and out of trouble and be that wide receiver one, he's gonna get a lot of targets, especially with them trying to revamp their room,
Hmm.
like getting rid of Brown. Even if that wasn't like the biggest thing to a lot of people, that's still kind of big. And Xavier Worthy, I don't care if he's the fastest man in the NFL, he's not that good. I
Yeah,
don't see him as a wide receiver too.
yeah,
He's
I don't
just
think he
fast.
is, and I think Kelsey is, you
He's
know,
past his prime.
yeah, exactly.
He's decent, and I would put him as a top 16 tight end. But even like if I was in charge of Madden ratings, I'd put him at like maybe an 84.
Hmm.
Like just he's definitely taken a hit in production.
Yeah, which just happens.
Yeah,
So that's
7.
7. So
Um,
who do you have here at number 6?
so for 6, I have CeeDee Lamb.
Hmm.
So like I said with the Eagles, I hate the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys. They are probably my third least favorite team. And I picked this from you. You have trained me to hate the Dallas Cowboys. Um,
I'm proud of you.
uh But I will say they have one of the best wide receiver rooms in the league, and we'll see that today because I believe you also have someone on here. But I have Lamb here. He definitely. It's interesting. It's such an interesting situation because he was out with an injury, and George Pickens took over as the wide receiver one, and he was so good. And Lamb came back, and he never really got to take that wide receiver one back. And he's gonna be the wide receiver one going into this year. But it's like he's got a lot to prove. He's got to prove that he is the wide receiver one. And honestly, I don't know if he can do that.
It's interesting because there's 4 or 5 teams where when you put the receivers together, it's not really a 1 and a 2, it's more of like a 1A and a 1B. And I think that's what we see with the Cowboys is that Pickens really blossomed into that uh, dominant number 2 guy. And I think there were games where he had better production, but I think that comes down to sometimes the defense, having to pick their poison. Like, are you going to try and put your best cornerback on Lamb? Or are you going to try and put him on Pickens?
I'll
You
say
know,
what I saw from Lamb last season, it was kind of laughable. All those drops, and I don't want to put it fully on him, but it was just, ooh, I could see him falling to wide receiver too. Like
d
what happened with Cortland Sutton, I believe last season, with Marvin Mims being number one. Like it's a lot
well,
going on.
I don't know about Marvin Mims being number 1. He
That's
might
that's what happened last year.
um,
He's definitely gonna be a wide receiver three,
maybe 4.
maybe. Maybe
But
if Hakeem Butler. Oh,
as far as it goes here with Lamb, I think uh, he's got a lot of talent. He's got a great quarterback. The Cowboys have a good offense. They want to throw the ball, so I think it's a lot uh, of things that line up for him to have a good season. For me, I've got Amon St. Brown here.
Amon Ra.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on Ross St. Brown. I've got him here. I think he's been consistently one of the best.
Yeah,
Kind of how I felt about Gibbs. Uh, I wanted to see Gibbs get the ball more. I want to see St. Brown get the ball more. Like when the Lions have the
it's just
ball.
the Lions have so many. Like last season,
Yeah,
they had Montgomery, they had Gibbs, they had Laporta, they had Slaw, they had Williams, they had Brown, and there's even more people I didn't name. And before that, they even had like Khalif Raymond. They had everybody. They were stacked, and it's just
but
now
I
we
think
get to see.
yeah. I mean they have a lot of good players, but I think you still prioritize giving your best players the ball. And there were a lot of times where I felt like there could have been a few more times that they tried to go to St. Brown. And I think if they want to be better this year, that's something they need to prioritize.
Yeah, especially with Tesla only catching touchdowns or like 50-yard catches.
You know,
Because it's like they
he.
each have their idea. Like Williams is the speedy receiver, Tesla's
Mhm.
the one who catches the big passes, and Amon Ra's the one who gets open. It's just they know what they're supposed to do. And it's just somehow Goff finds them open more than he finds Brown open. And I do believe Amon Ra is up there, and I'm so happy that you would put him here because as a Lions fan, that is amazing to hear.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best in the league, and I think if they can treat him like that, then he can help them win games. But let's shift into our top
5.
5.
So this is pretty funny, but I had Amon Ra at 5. So basically, what I said about Brown is,
How you feel?
yeah, that's how I feel, and I agree with what you said. I agree with what you've been saying. I feel like Brown deserves the ball more, but I don't want to just say that. I want him to be able to prove that he is as reliable as we think he is. Because, in such a crowded, crowded offense that the Lions have, you need to stand out. And if he can't stand out, then I'm going to be disappointed. Because they have Gibbs, they're going to be running. But when they're passing, who are they passing to? If it's not Brown, then I'm going to be disappointed. And
I
if
think
like if he gets those chances and if he cannot produce, then I'm gonna even be even more disappointed.
I think you just have to get him the ball. One way or another, you have to get him the ball, and through that, he's gonna make plays. He's gonna move your offense. You're gonna get more plays throughout the game, and then all of a sudden that opens things up for Williams. That opens it up for Laporta. When everyone is second guessing, oh, where's St. Brown, where's Gibbs, then that makes it that much easier for the other guys, and you just roll with it. So I think that that
There's a
that
lot he can offer.
yeah. So yeah, I agree. We've got him close there, fifth and sixth. So it's kind of funny. My fifth is Lamb. So I know you
Ah,
just had him at six. I've got him slightly higher, at number five.
it's
I
like we were very separated with our first five, but now that we're getting here, we're way more like it looks like we're agreeing more.
I think we're getting pretty close on these here. So yeah, I've got him number five. I think he is an exceptional wide receiver. I think that he's really able to put up some of the most dominant games. Like if um, if Dak and Lamb, if he just threw to Lamb all game, Lamb would have 12 catches and 200 yards every game. I think that it's more a case of you know the Cowboys being um, balanced,
Yeah,
where they're gonna throw it to throw it to Lamb, throw it to Pickens, throw it to Ferguson, and really um, spread it around a bit more. But I think Lamb is the best wide receiver, for good and bad. So, like he's going to be the one that's going to make the biggest plays. He's going to be the one that has to go against the number one cornerback. But I think when it's all said and done, that it's going to show that he's the best too.
I I agree. I mean a little bit, not all the way, but I we are very distinct. We are we are different people,
Hmm.
and of course that is obvious. But I feel like for the most part we understand each other and how we think in terms of football. But today we are very different. Um, so going for my number four, I have George Pickens. So I have him, like three slots above CeeDee Lamb. So what you said about CeeDee Lamb, I'm saying that about George Pickens. He's gonna be that wide receiver one. He's gonna be targeted the most. Cornerback is gonna be after him all game. He's fast. He's got hands. I just believe that he's gonna take that spot. And what we saw in Pittsburgh, it's even more like a flash and just kind of a spark. But now he's a full flame. He's gonna get the ball a lot, and he's gonna show Pittsburgh what they're missing. Because obviously with Pittsburgh, I I don't think you have anybody on Pittsburgh in this list. No,
No,
George
DK
Pickens could have been
Metcalf,
that.
I think it's a little bit outside. He's a
Michael Pittman way outside.
so yeah, I think for me,
Metcalf is far away after he punched that Lions fan. He's off my list entirely.
I think for me, I have a hard time putting two wide receivers in my top 10 on the same team.
I think I did that
I I
twice
th-
today.
I think Pickens is we saw last year, and I think we'll see it this year too. I think he's thriving in the opportunity that Lamb creates for the number two guy. I think that Lamb demands so much attention that it makes things that much easier for Pickens. And I think he'll have a great year. I think that the Cowboys' offense will be explosive. I think they'll put up a lot of points. They'll be fun to watch. And Pickens is going to be a huge part of that. Um, in my opinion, he's the number two wide receiver on the team now.
Um, so that could takes us to three, right?
Well, I didn't do my number four,
Oh,
so that's your number four,
ah,
Pickens.
you
He's
feel a
outside.
lot.
He's outside of my top 10, but one of the best number two
That is,
guys.
it's honestly surprising that you don't have him there.
For me, number four is Smith and Jigba.
All right, I had him at eight. You,
I
you double or you cut it in
so
half.
I I think that he really became one of the best wide receivers last year. Like he led the league in yards, receiving yards. and I don't think there's going to be a lot of competition for him when it comes to who's going to be getting the ball this year. So I think he's going to be that number one option. They're going to feed him the ball, and he's going to eat. He's going to put up receptions. He's going to put up yards, and he's going to have another uh, year where he's just really running away from the competition. I think that in his case, with the way they play, I think is going to really pad his numbers, really stack his stats.
All right. That's interesting. So I don't fully agree. I don't really trust him yet, like I said earlier. He's
Hmm.
still a little young. But I'm
Could have been a
gonna
flash in the pan.
I'm gonna throw this at you. I I wanna know. Give me someone before before we get to our top three. I want to see one person you didn't put on your list that you believe is good but wasn't top 10 material. And I'll start while you think. I I thought of Drake London. So I had Drake London on here and I switched him for Smith and I think that's better, but Drake London is definitely going to be a top 12 receiver. He is good, he's young, and the Falcons really need a good receiver if they don't have a good quarterback.
Yeah,
Um so do you have someone in mind?
there's a few that I've thought about. Um,
It's Jacoby Myers.
so there's several number two guys that you feel like could be right there. Higgins, Adams, Pickens. But even if you just automatically disqualify them because they're not even the best on their team, um,
Whoa.
then I'm thinking, like you mentioned, Terry McLaurin.
Yeah,
I think that that's a guy that's right up there. I think the other one, I think you're right with Smith being, a top end level guy. But I think McLaurin was really the guy that I had that was closest
yeah.
um, on that front.
All right, I'd say that's a good. I think that's a good person that you'd put around there. All right, well, I've held you hostage long enough with that, so I'm gonna go to my number three. And for three, I have Justin Jefferson. So Jefferson had a horrible year last year. I wouldn't say horrible. He didn't produce as good as usual, but didn't produce horrible.
Hmm.
Not good by his standards, probably. But I mean, what are you gonna do when you have Carson Wentz, Max Brosmer, J.J. McCarthy, or nine, or whoever it is? Just there's not a lot there. And honestly, if Carson Wentz didn't go down, he should be the starter. Honestly, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I could see Max Brosmer starting by week two. Um,
Well,
they have Kyler Murray coming into that, and if Kyler Murray is good, that's why I have Justin Jefferson there. Because I feel like Kyler Murray, he's bad, but he never really had a number one wide receiver. I mean, he had Trey McBride. I mean, what? He might have had Marvin Harrison. I mean, we've yet to find out if he's that good, but he hasn't been producing the best. So, I mean, you can't ever look that bad if you have a wide receiver like Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is like a once in like a decade wide receiver that you don't see very often.
hmm,
He is very good.
yeah.
And I'm saying this as a Detroit fan. I do not like Minnesota. I tolerate Minnesota. And I feel like Jefferson is that guy.
And actually, I have Jefferson at my number three as well.
Oh, we
I think
agree.
that he's an all-world talent. I think that what he is capable of is really just not something that most humans are capable
Yeah.
of.
He's got the
I
speed, he's got the strength, he's got everything.
we've seen him have success in previous years, and we kind of saw what not having a good quarterback, how that can make it a challenge. I don't buy into this that Kyler Murray is gonna suddenly find success in Minnesota.
I don't.
Um,
I wouldn't say he's very good. I still would put him in the bottom five starting QBs. But
he's one
like,
of the most frustrating players for me.
I mean, he can. Like you've told me the multiple times, he can't even see over the O line. I mean, like, what are you gonna do when like you're just like you're standing and there's just a ton of big people in front of you? Like, you're gonna throw it and he's gonna miss.
Like this is a guy that if he's motivated and if he's focused, he can come in there
He's focused on Call
and
of Duty.
and but yeah, that's the thing. But if he decides, makes the decision that he wants to be one of the best quarterbacks in football. Like that's all he has to do is decide that's what he wants to do. Then like he has the ability to do that. There are so many guys out there that have the heart, that have the will, that have the drive, that don't have the physical attributes that he has. And he's so
It's just a little bit of ignorance, I'd say.
he
It's just he
there's a
doesn't.
bit of just not really being that alpha, not being that leader. There's a bit of just not being that motivated to really separate himself. Like I don't buy that he didn't have offensive weapons in Arizona.
I said wide
Um,
receiver.
I mean, as far as the offensive line, yeah, that hasn't been great. But he's a guy that has a lot of tools and a lot of things to work with that didn't make it work. I know we're getting kind of off track here with Jefferson. Um, I don't think that Kyler's going to be a huge boost to Jefferson's production because he still has to see over the O line to be able to throw it to Jefferson. Um,
Jefferson could catch it though.
I think that he can have a better year, and I think he's got the talent to make up for a lot of the um, the things that his teammates lack.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I think that he's still a top three guy here.
Well, we went a little off topic there, so I'm gonna go to number two. So I have Jamar Chase. So I don't like with these top guys. I don't feel like there's much to be said. I don't feel like we gotta hold hold the rest of the video hostage because there's not like we won't have to argue because we know who's good. And I feel like we've both agreed that Jamar Chase is the top guy.
Mm,
Jamar Chase, if he's healthy, he's gonna get the yards, he's gonna get the touchdowns, he's gonna get the catches. When you're playing with Joe Burrow, you're gonna find a way to win. And if you're not, you're gonna find a way to get the ball. He's gonna throw it to a lot of people, but no matter how many people throws it to, he's gonna throw it to Chase double.
right,
He is gonna get the ball and he's gonna get touchdowns. He's gonna get everything. And even if they don't make the playoffs, Jamar Chase doesn't have to walk away disappointed because
right.
he's that good and Burrow's that good. They have a good team on paper. So I have Chase that too, and I don't feel like there's much I need to say about that.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from that. For me, my number two is Puka. I think that he has really just taken off. I think he's an amazing talent, a steal for where the Rams drafted him. I think he's an interesting personality off the field, but I think that the way he plays the game really elevates the Rams offense. Um, and he's really earned his spot here with, really coming in to a spot that wasn't guaranteed. Like I think it was fifth rounder, sixth rounder. He was a later
He was the
draft
late
pick,
round, I think fifth.
and so nothing was guaranteed, and he had to come in and earn that spot. And he wasn't satisfied with that. He kept pushing, kept getting better, and he's got that drive and the talent
That
that
Murray needs.
that that is rare,
Yeah,
and he's earned this spot for me. So I've got him there at number two, just with the way that he comes in and shows up.
All right, well, then it'll take me to one, and I have Puka. So obviously, if you were keeping track, it's very obvious who I had at one up to this point. But yeah, I have Puka here. He's young, he's fast. I mean, like, what did we see last year? Anything but spectacular. Like, he was just as good as JSN with less games played. Like, he was amazing. Like, there's nothing to be desired from him. He just, if he wants to be my number one, he just needs to stay the same level. I don't see someone exploding and being better than all these guys in one season, or one of these guys
If
taking
he
off
just
and being
stays
better.
consistent
Yes,
with how he was last year,
yeah,
then he's going to remain number one for you.
yeah. So that's my number one, and I don't feel like I need to say much about that again because
Yeah.
he's that good.
Well, I think that he is that good. I think that the reason I have Chase number one
It's because you
uh,
like Cincinnati.
is he's going to have a full season of Burrow.
Yeah,
I think that's the
maybe
combination.
we don't know that
You know,
yet.
I think it's really Chase, Puka, Jefferson. I think they're all extremely close as far
Amon
as
Ra.
what they're capable of doing. But I think if I look at the three quarterbacks, Burrows is the best. So I think, Burrow's the best. Chase is going to have the best season.
I don't know
They,
if I'd put Burrow above Stafford.
I,
I would
I think
maybe,
the
but
Burrow this year and the Stafford this year, I put Burrow number one. But I think with that, I think Chase will return to what it was 2 years ago, and last year wasn't even bad. But to
yeah.
have Burrow and Chase, I think that he's really just gonna pass Puka again to be the best in the league.
So yeah, that'll do it for the top 10 receivers.